What are the personal characteristics, traits that make for a good plaintiff side employment attorney for folks wanting to get in the field? Also, red flag personality traits. So I talked about this one for 5 minutes. Like alfalfa, I wasted 5 minutes of my life talking into the void on this one. But I do have an answer prepared, and it's probably going to be more concise this time. So conflict-oriented, attention to detail, and some measure of creativity are what I view as the 3 traits in the perfect employment attorney. There's lots of ways to be a good employment attorney. Don't get me wrong. But if I had to pick the ideal employment attorney, those 3 things, and then I would just like get them an AI to give them social skills. And that would be the perfect employment attorney, like the dream. Now, red flag personality traits for employment attorneys. It's always money and addiction. So there's a reason why we don't have enough employment attorneys, and it's because people don't last. I can't tell you how many employment attorneys I've seen who I felt were better than I am, who didn't last. You get a lot of people, the anxiety gets to them. They start to medicate themselves. They take drugs. They get addiction problems. They get gambling. They sex. The number of employment attorneys who just develop like full-blown like hooker problems, like 3 nights a week to hookers. Like, dude, what? That sex work's real work. I'm not giving the professionals in that space a hard time, but let's face it, it's illegal in New York, and that is a huge outlay of funds and a major exposure to like hygiene issues. Like, what are you doing? That's insane, right? And people don't last. People don't last in this field. The other thing that people do is people will, in this field, major red flag, not be good with money. And that's a major, major problem because you can easily, listen, you can get a check for 400 grand, 500 grand, millions on rare occasions, right? And I will routinely know people in this field who are like, oh yeah, I got 400 grand today, so I bought a $300,000 car. What? You had that money for less than 8 hours. I didn't even know you could buy a $300,000 car in less than 8 hours. Like I thought it had to be custom ordered. What are you talking about? Why would you do that? You live in New York. What? That car will be destroyed. You don't even have a garage for it yet. Like, why do you hate yourself? And then they don't understand, like, that's the money you were going to use to pay your staff. That's the money you're going to pay for insurance, for office rent, for home rent, to fund cases. Like, and they're like, no, I'll just win another case tomorrow. That's not how that works. Sometimes you lose. Sometimes none of your cases settle for 6 months. Sometimes you don't get new cases for a little while. Like, bad things happen and they don't save. And those are the 2 major things that I will see in employment attorneys, where it's just like, oh, you're so talented, I can't hire you. You're incredible. And you are going to be like that song about the guitarist who was like a shooting star. Like, you're going to be a shooting star. Oh my God, it's going to be the best 18 months. You're going to be so good until you're gone. Right? And that's the tragedy of employment attorneys. And I see it over and over and over again.